feel like there's a range of things to talk about. I feel like every single GOP member knows that yes, Trump might. I think they're depending on Trump's most recent arrest photos to be his downfall. Because I feel like a lot of them are competing. A lot of people said it's a competition of who gets vice president. To me, I if it was a competition to get vice president, why is Mike Pence running? Because he's not becoming vice president again. So I feel like some of them actually think that they're going to become president, and some of them think they're trying to aim for vice president, and some of them it's confusing what their goal is. Because I told somebody that like when I watched the Republican debate, I feel like it was a competition of who can stick out the most. It wasn't even about policies. Like the greatest example is that I feel like the Republican Party does not know where they're going to go or do next because their whole party is focused on, I hate to be cynical, but I think it's focused on just who can make the most colored people miserable possible. Because I didn't hear any like policies that could fix the future. Because you got to think about affirmative action is gone, Roe v. Wade is gone, like voting rights isn't where it's supposed to be, and like you don't have any gun control. I didn't hear any topics on mental health. I didn't hear any topics on like they say they're going to do tax cuts, but they didn't give details. Those I didn't hear like those specific topics. What did you get from it?
Okay, yeah. So I'm most definitely seeing the same thing. It's basically a challenge of who can stick out the most. As far as like personality wise, I've seen a lot of people leaning more towards that Vivek
Yes.
Ramaswamy dude. I don't
Yes.
know if I'm saying his name right, but a lot of people was leaning more towards him. But from what I've seen, like you said, they're not offering anything of substance, anything tangible. They haven't addressed what they're going to do for the black community at all. So
Hmm.
um they didn't address that at all. And even with the homelessness problem, right?
Yeah.
They didn't even say exactly what they're going to do with that. They just said something about I think this was I think it was the Santas or Mike Spence they addressed this to, but they just said something about the Democrat Party um cutting the police budget, defund
Yeah.
the police. They didn't say anything specifically about how they were going to address the homelessness issue,
Yep.
um, how we're going to change what's going on economically in America, and they just completely left they just completely left black people out like as a whole. They didn't
Yes.
even mention us at all. So
Yeah.
um
I'm like, they could have talked about increasing HBCU funding, anything. And the go back to like, to me, it's like, what's their goal now? Because I tell people when you look at the Democratic Party, it's Social Security, Medicare, health insurance, mental health, gun control, pro-choice, increasing HBCU funding on occasion, talking about police reform. For the Republican Party, it's tax cuts, getting rid of tax cuts, guns, and pretty much making us sure they have a strong military. And this is the thing. This is why I want to roll up into the topic I want to talk about is like the Ukraine war, for example. They're split on stage. Ramaswamy, like you said, he's like, let's stop funding the Ukraine war. And let me be real with you, that caught a lot of people's interest because we sent over 113 billion dollars. like,
yeah, that's ridiculous. And yeah, like because we send over, and I think they accidentally sent some more money over there, right? So
yeah,
$113 billion, you accidentally send some more money there, but we have the people in Hawaii